Let's make a league arsenal using only Hammer bowling balls. Now, yes, I know Hammer is part of all the Brunswick brands, but you guys have asked so much for Hammer specifically, so we're going to just hit Hammer on this video, and we're going to exclude them from our Brunswick video, which is coming soon. Another quick reminder, go check out my how to build a league arsenal video so you know what balls out of this would fit you best. All right, let's start with the strong and smooth option. We're going to be top of the bag. Now, this one can be a few different balls, but right now, I always like to recommend Black Widow 3.0. One of the best lines in bowling ever. I've said it many, many times. It's been on every Arsenal video that includes Hammer. And I think for League, this ball can be very good because it is not an Extreme Envy. The Extreme Envy is way too much ball for League. I think the Black Widow step down is going to be fantastic. Not going to hook way too early. It's still going to hook early, and it's still going to be good off of friction and on oil, but it's not going to be burning up at your toes and leaving plaque 7 pins, ring 10 pins, a lot of other garbage. So I think the Black Widow is going to be the best top of the top ball. Now, another one I want to throw in here is the Envy Tour. The Envy Tour is going to be similar in strength to the Black Widow. It's going to be a lot smoother, but similar on where it hooks. So if you're somebody with a really, really high axis rotation, then the Envy Tour might be a better option for you. Next one on the list is going to be the strong and sharp category. And this one, I'm going to go with the Hammer Effect. This is one of the best selling hammer balls of the year. Arguably, it is the best selling hammer ball of the year. I get questions about this ball more than almost any ball on the market today, which is crazy. It's super cool to see. This ball is awesome. And it's going to be a really good league ball. Similar to why the Attention Star is so good. Similar to why the Theorem is so good. It just gets down lane and it knows what it's supposed to. It has the strong enough core on it where it's going to be rolly enough on friction. It's going to hook enough on oil. It does everything you want a house shot ball to do. So it's going to be really, really good, especially when the Black Widow or the Envy Tour starts hooking a little too much. This one is going to be the perfect option. Coming in the medium and smooth category, I'm going to have two balls here. My number one recommendation is my personal favorite, the Scorpion Low Flare. Scorpion Low Flare has a very tiny core, pretty strong cover stock on it, makes it very smooth, similar to like a baby Envy Tour, and that's what makes this ball so, so good. If you're somebody with a lot of axis rotation or you like playing a little bit straighter, the Scorpion Low Flare is going to be the best ball for you. Now, this is a weaker option in the medium and smooth category. If you want something a little bit stronger, the Hazmat Solid is going to be a great play. The Hazmat Solid is going to be similar to some of those stronger symmetrical balls. Now, in my opinion, it might be a little too much ball if this is going to be your benchmark in league, especially if your league does not put out much oil or you have to start pretty far left. Then I don't think the Hazmat Solid might be the best play, but it can be another great option. Even if you're speed dominant, then this is going to be a fantastic choice. So I'd go Scorpion Low Flare or the new Hazmat Solid. Coming in the medium and sharp category, we're sticking with the Scorpions. We're going with the Scorpion Strike. The new Scorpion Strike is the definition of a medium and sharp ball in my eyes. It is middle of the road core, middle of the road cover. You know what it's going to do. It's going to be sharp enough on friction. You're going to be able to play left with it. You can play straight with it if you have a little less axis rotation. You know what it's going to do. It's like the old Web Pearl from Hammer. It's just going to be a consistent pearl ball. Now, in my Storm video, I mentioned you don't want consistency in league, but this Scorpion Strike I think is going to be a good enough ball where if you play left with it, you know what it's going to do on friction. You're going to have to be a little bit hesitant because it's not going to do great on oil because it is that middle of the road shiny ball. If you want a ball that's going to do a little bit better on oil, go with the Envy Tour Pearl. The Envy Tour Pearl is a much stronger core in it, and it's going to have a stronger cover. So that ball is going to be able to do well in oil. So if your league puts out a little more oil or you're a little more speed dominant, go with the Envy Tour Pearl over the Scorpion Strike. All right, coming in the weak category, the weak and smooth option, this is where Hammer really excels, in my opinion. This is where they make themselves one of the best brands in bowling. Their weak and smooth category, they have the Arctic Vibe. This ball has been absolute money for so many people. It is great on league shots because it is such a strong ball. It's not like a Hustle. It's not like a Vibe where they're so weak. or sorry, not as a vibe, as a raw, where they're so weak that they just aren't going to be able to do much early in league or even late in league. But this Arctic is going to be awesome. It is going to be chuggy. It is going to be rolly. It's going to be big even compared to what it should be, compared to what the numbers are. So this is going to be a great ball down from the low flare or the hazmat solid, or for somebody who's a lot more rev dominant, this is going to be the first ball out of your bag. This is going to be the first ball. You start a little bit left with it. It's going to be rolly off friction. It's going to hook a little bit on the oil. It's going to be a great option. We have one other option in this slot. This is for a bunch of people who are asking about it, and it is the Hammer New Blue. The New Blue is another great weak and smooth option. Now it has that not urethane cover, which makes it act like it's urethane, but the core is so weak. So this ball is actually a weak and smooth ball. Unlike a lot of urethane balls where they're going to be the earliest ball in your bag, I think this New Blue, if you put some surface on it, falls into this weak and smooth category, and it is just rolly. So if you have a lot of axis rotation, New Blue might be the play. You're going to have to play a little bit straighter, and there have been some awesome league scores that have put up with this. AJ Rice shot 900 with it last league season. So I think that can be a really, really good option for rev dominant guys, for two-handers, for guys with a lot of axis rotation. But if you're not in those camps, Arctic Vibe's going to be the play. And finally, in the weak and sharp option, you have a ton of choices here. You have any of the raws from Hammer are going to be great options, but in my opinion, top of the top is the Ocean Vibe. The Ocean Vibe is a very smooth weak and sharp ball. It's not going to be boomy. It's not going to be sharp. It's not going to be absolutely boomeranging off the end of the pattern. It's going to be just rolly enough because of that vibe core, but it can play left. When there's a ton of friction, if you're at a wood house, if you your league just doesn't put out much oil, this Ocean Vibe is going to be a great play where you can just get left, just chuck it to the friction. It's going to be smooth enough off of it. We're going to kick out corner pins, but it's not going to burn up too early, and it's still going to hook down lane. So I think this Ocean Vibe is one of the best weak and sharp options on the market today. Hope you guys enjoyed the list. Now remember, make sure to go check out that how to build a league arsenal video, because you don't need all 6 of these to bring to league. If you want to bring more than 6 to league, or even 6, that's all up to you. I personally usually only bring 2 to 3. But it depends on where you bowl and all that, and what kind of money's in it and all that jazz. So make sure to go check out that video to know which of these pieces should I truly pick, and especially know if you're rev dominant or you're speed dominant, because that's really going to determine too. If you're rev dominant, you don't need a Black Widow 3.0. If you're speed dominant, you probably don't need an Ocean Vibe. But make sure you know your game so you know which balls can fit in which categories and when in league they're going to fit. Are they going to be the first ball out of the bag, game 1 option? Are they going to be a transition ball? Are they going to be a burn ball? You got to really know what they are. And remember, this is also a league arsenal. This isn't a Sport Shot arsenal. I'll have Sport Shot videos coming out very soon with specifically Hammer bowling balls. So make sure to go check that out whenever the time comes. But to be the first to get notified, make sure you subscribe. Otherwise, make sure you like the video if you enjoy what we're doing here. Otherwise, we'll have more videos coming soon. Thanks for watching.